All right, we made it. We're here. We're live. Holy guacamole. And just in time for heat race number 4 out there at Autodrome Granby. Right, is that where they're running? No, hang on. What the hell are we running? Hang on, let's get in here. Yeah, Autodrome Drummond. Sorry, Autodrome Drummond. Let's get going. Hang on. Do I have to hit my face? Yeah, you want to see my face. What's up, everybody? Welcome into another Monday night. It's Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordon Cox. Welcome in. Everybody, come on in. Say hi. We've got racing going on currently, and I'm going to pull it up because Michael Mahaney is racing right now. Up in Canada, Autodrome Drummond. Let's see. He's running 5th right now, so let's give him some time here. Let's let him go. But guys, welcome in. How we doing? How we doing? Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Say what's up. Tell me I look sweaty because I am. But how you guys doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Let's see. Let's see how Michael's doing here. What do we got going on? Hang on. I don't have... Hang on. I gotta... There we go. Lap 5 of 8. He's running 4th up the spot. Rudolph just dropped. Looks like Rudolph had a bad lap. But he's 4th. Looks like the top 5 transfer, so he's in a good spot right now. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome in. We're just watching a little bit of the... Not watching, but we're following along on my race pass here. Lap to go. Michael is in 4th. See where we end up here with Mr. Mahaney, or Monsieur Mahaney, as he's up in Canada. I don't know if they're speaking French up there or not. I probably shouldn't have done that, as if I know what I'm talking about. All right, looks like he ended up 4th. Solid. Attaboy, Michael. Good job. Get our comments working here. Everybody, welcome in. Hey, how we doing? How we doing? Guys, we got a little bit of racing to talk about in a little bit of time. And a lot of racing to talk about in a little bit of time. Hey, everybody over on Facebook, Wally, Vicky, hi, how you doing? Robert, yep, I'm going to get to that. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Don, what's up? How you doing? We got Quest 2, how you doing? Thumbs up. Chase, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? I believe Billy is on the schedule for that mic. Let me pull that up there. Hang on. We're going to get rid of... We'll just pull the comments up here. Hang on a second. Let's see. Will you guys be coming to Georgetown Thursday night for the Camp Barnes? I believe that is on the schedule. I have the schedule here. I believe that's on there. Tim from near Weedsport. Team 35 getting her done right now. He's finished 4th. So, all right, we're getting into the next thing here. We can put that away. Sorry, I won't have coverage of anymore, but hey, we got a little bit of the... I was wondering if it would time out. If we'd get lucky enough that we could watch or we can follow along there how Mike did. But yeah, I believe Georgetown is on the schedule for Billy Jr., which I will get into here in a second. But hi, Tim. Dave, hey. Yep, Mike, no problem. Yep, 31st. Yep. All right. So I'll get the schedule up here in a second. Well, how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? What's up? What's going on here? Nikki Leach, the man on the microphone again on Saturday. Nikki, good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Raymond. Yeah, we just followed it along on the on my race pass here. I had it up here live for literally the heat started as I went live, so I said I'll just pull it up here and we'll follow along real quick. I want to do a race. It'd be cool to do like an entire race. That'd be pretty neat. All right, so we got that. Tim, hey, yeah, there we go. Team. Attaboy, Rusty. There you go. How are you doing? I'm good, man. Watching Autodrome and the World of Outlaws late models. There you go. That's my kind of guy right there. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. I need a haircut. But yeah, a little bit of racing to talk about from this past weekend. Some fighting on the front stretch. Some car-to-car incidents. Some stuff going down. How was the weekend for you guys? Where were you? Where'd you watch? How was the racing? Let me know. But as you do that, let's get into the Dirt Track Untold drivers and how they did. In just 1 second here. We'll do it here. Aha. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we'll start off right off the bat with the young gun. Oh, hang on a second. One before I get started. Hi, Emma. Got to say hi to my daughter, who actually won a bicycle Saturday night at New Egypt Speedway. Want to thank the Olivers for doing the bikes at New Egypt Speedway. My daughter was lucky enough to win one. So thanks to the Olivers, John and PJ. A lot of racing history there for them. I appreciate that. They had Joseph Brown out there. I got to talk to Joe a little bit. Emma got to take a picture of that. Then Emma got the trophy from this guy, Billy Pauch Jr., in Victory Lane. So that was really cool. My daughter had a great Saturday night, but Emma, it's time to go to bed. We'll get into Billy's Saturday night as well. But yeah, thank you again to the Olivers for making my daughter's night New Egypt Speedway pretty amazing. And I appreciate that. So now I got to put training wheels on that thing. Gonna show how to ride it. Anyway, but let's get into the Dirt Track Untold drivers here. Starting with the young gun, Billy Pauch the third, BP3 as he's known, picking up the win, starting off the week for the Dirt Track Untold drivers for the Pauches. There you have 3 generations of the Pauches right there with Billy, Billy, and Billy, the 3 Billies. Senior, junior, and the third. Action Track USA cuts down the slingshot winner, junior slingshot winner, Billy Pauch the third, BP3, getting her done. So setting the mark high for everyone right off the bat on Wednesday night. So attaboy, Billy. Did a great job picking up the W over at Action Track. Billy Jr. would finish third in the Speedsters there. So couldn't quite live up on that night. Although I'm sure he tried like hell. Then we move into Thursday with Mike Mahaney. Michael going to Airborne with the 358s, finishing 5th at Airborne. And then Mike ran Friday night at Albany, Saratoga, finishing 7th. And then we get into Saturday, where Mike would finish 9th in the 100 lapper at Weedsport, and then the Empire race they had. Mike would finish third, so doubleheader there at Weedsport. Mike finishing third and ninth in those races. So pretty good week, pretty solid week for Team 35, you know, and they're picking that up again here tonight, racing up in Canada. They have a 4 out of 5 days with the Super Dirt Car Series, starting at Weedsport with the 100 lapper, and now moving into 3 racing days up in Canada. 2, so they're running night 1 of the King of the North tonight at Autodrome Drummond, and then they'll have night 2 tomorrow, and then they move into, let's just pull the schedule up, and then they move into the Brockville, Ontario Speedway Wednesday. Tuesday is again the second night at Autodrome Drummond. Brockville, Ontario Speedway Wednesday. And then he'll be at Albany, Saratoga. It's not on here because I didn't have the whole list going into August yet. And then Friday he'll be at Albany, Saratoga, and then Saturday Billy is running New Egypt, so you see Mike and then Billy and BP3 running Action Track on Wednesday, along with Mike and up in Ontario. Georgetown for Billy on Thursday, and then Friday Mike is at Albany, Saratoga. Saturday Billy in New Egypt. So there you go. Saturday, Billy didn't get to it. I got to it half-ass here. Billy picking up the win at New Egypt Speedway. Getting a caution there at the end to get around Paul Mancini for the win. So it was Billy, Mancini, and then Danny Puck ended up third. Good race. I was working on wrecked race cars in the pits. I actually didn't get to see it live. I had to watch it on YouTube later when I got home. But it was a good run. Billy was fast. Boys had a fast setup in and ended up picking up the W that night. Also winning the match races that New Egypt held. Billy was the last car pulled out. So he ran 1 lap. Well, like technically 2 laps because him and the other guy got into each other and they both got flat tires. So they went in, changed their tires, came back out, and then Billy won. So Billy with 2 wins, a quick $500 win the match races, and then picking up the main event win in the modifieds later that night. So pretty decent week and weekend for the DTU boys. Like I said, Mike holding it down. Some top 5s and top 10s. Getting third there at Weedsport, and then Billy picking up the win at New Egypt, and BP3 picking up the win on Wednesday. So, good night over there, and good racing over there for those guys. All right, what you guys got for me? Dave, no racing for me this weekend. Family vacation. All right, not a problem. Hey, you got to get it in sometime. Not a problem. Dennis, you're checking in from North Carolina. Do you know if either one of the guys are coming to the World Finals? I do not know for sure, but I'm gonna say that Mike will definitely. I can't say definite. Sorry, I shouldn't say definite, but I imagine Mike will be there. He's following a lot of the Super Dirt Car Series, so I'd be surprised if he wasn't. But I could be wrong. That might not be in the plans. Billy, I don't know for sure. Again, I know he enjoys going down there, but I don't know if that's in the plans for this year. King Salmon, Fairbury was awesome, but a very late night. Yeah, I hear you. I hear that for sure. Dennis, you were flagging it. You were flagging at Penn Can? Corey, I watched Michael Weedsport both nights, and then I'm watching him at Drummond. Nice. There you go. And boy, Corey. Absolutely, Steven. It was great to see everybody at the open house. Great to put some faces to the names. You too. Absolutely. What do we have over on Facebook here, guys? What are you guys chatting it up about? What do we got going on? But yes, thank you. And thanks for coming in and hanging out. Appreciate it. Nikki, yeah. No, I'm not. No, we gotta slap some training wheels on it before we can. She's not real sturdy on bikes. She doesn't quite have the pedaling down yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Not entirely wore out. Rusty, absolutely. Yeah, if you've got Dirt Vision and Flow, you're set up. Brett from New Zealand. Hey, how's it going? I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for saying that. Yep, thank you. Hope you're feeling better, getting out of the hospital. Glad we can, hopefully we can make it a little bit better for you. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. Yep, more kudos to BP3 and Junior for their wins. Ed, thanks for checking in from Florida. There you go. Matt, yes, the crate race was brutal. We don't have to talk too much about it. And that goes into Wally's comment there. Tough night for Pulaski at New England Speedway on Saturday night. It was a tough night for literally over half of the, and even some of the guys that finished that crate race. Yeah, I'll leave my comments to myself. It was rough. I hate seeing that. Listen, I've been there, raced there a long time in that division, and there's one thing that hasn't changed much, is that that division likes to tear up some race cars. And for 11 cars to finish, one of those cars being multiple laps down, so basically the top 10 being on the lead lap, and that's rough. A lot of Torp race cars. Thankfully, they have a week off, so maybe these guys will be able to take some time and put their stuff back together. But yeah. I mean, that's like I said, I missed the entire modified feature because I ran over there to help Hunter and those guys get that thing so it would roll into the trailer, and that was a lot of effort. Luckily, Mr. Butler, who I help normally, he got away with just a wrecked front bumper and a nose piece. Everything else seems to be all right, and he was able to come back through and finish 5th. But a lot of really tore up race cars. I'm glad that Hunter was able to get out of there and salvage that race car, because it wasn't very far from being a bad incident. But that's what happens when somebody spins out in front of the field, and it's a shame. But like I said, hopefully these guys will get their stuff fixed and get back out there in 2 weeks. Tim, what do you got for me? This weekend was good. Got to keep tracking and racing online due to the commitments of the fire department. Attaboy. Okay, hey. Well, I'm glad you were able to keep up with everybody. That's the perks of this day and age, being able to keep track of everything on your phone, online. So good for you. Nice. Corey, what do you mean, thoughts on freezing? This week's 360 Nationals, I don't really have much to say. It was good. I saw some of the winners. That's about it. I don't have any thoughts on it. Oh. No, there we go. I mean, I saw they're appealing it. From their statement, it sounded like they feel like it's something that happened, something out of their control. I don't know what that means. It's parts failure out of their control. They feel like that they shouldn't be penalized for that, I guess. Those don't go very well those appeals don't really go very well. So it's a shame. Well, he finished third, right? So it's a shame. Like seeing Stewie finish well. Thanks, Nan. I don't know about great information, but there's information in here somewhere. Yes, Wally. Big Diamond Speedway tried to get some racing in and rained out. You know, sometimes you win some, you lose some, and they tried, and you can't blame them. It's what I've been saying about New Egypt trying to get some races in, and just saying screw it and going for it some of these weeks. But then you get a week, and then you get something like this where the track's just trying to get some races in. They said, screw it, we're going for it, and they just got hit by a storm at the wrong time. And, if they had called it early and had nobody show up, it wouldn't have rained. Yeah, it's just, that's, so they went for it. So can't blame them for trying. They've had just as brutal of a time when it comes to Mother Nature this year, so they had to try their best. Rusty, Pouch fans in 78. There you go. Moved to South Carolina 3 years ago. Nothing here like, no, there's nothing like that. Nothing like modifieds down there, that's for sure. I hear you. Sorry, I need a drink of water, guys. Whew. Cold. Let's see. We got our schedule up there. Got through that. Let's go through some results. Go to Corey here. Who do you think is the best driver when the track rubbers up? Your answer is in the question. The best driver. Now, track rubbers up. Whoever's out front. Rubbered up racetrack is not racing. Listen, there's not a fine line, I guess, but when track gets slick, that's when the drivers come out. When the track's heavy, hammer down, anybody can run on it. Anybody with an ounce of talent can do it, especially the way the cars are now. Sorry if this offends any of the drivers that may be watching my stupid ass up here, but when the track gets heavy, especially with the way the cars are handling these days, it takes almost nothing to drive it. The cars drive themselves, just about. You have to have decent talent. When track slicks off, that's when the drivers come out. That's when you see guys moving to the front. That's when you see the work and the time and the effort in setups and the driving ability, the racecraft. That's when those guys show up. And then it flips again when it gets rubber down. Rubber down racing, you're not racing anymore. You're just holding the line. You're back to, you need to have the experience to know when it rubbers down, but actually just racing on a rubber down track, you're just running the bottom. You're hitting the rubber and the track time, the speeds go up, the lap times go up. Everybody starts getting fast again, and then you're just burning that right rear off and getting to the end of the race. And you'll just see everybody stay exactly where they are. You might get one guy who screws up and just gets out of the rubber, and the guy behind him might be able to get to him and get under him. But the race is basically over at that point, as long as the tire stays together. So, but rant over. So, a lot of the guys in the Super Dirt Car Series have that experience. So, it's not a bash or anything. I'm just saying that tracks rubber down pretty quick for those guys, and they have experience doing it. So anybody who runs full time has experience doing it, probably pretty good at it. Let's see here. Let's see where our modified drivers, how they all stacked up and fared this weekend. And then we'll get to a couple of videos that I got lined up for y'all. The Lumberjack swing was that was up at Autodrome Granby and RPM. Is that Lay RPM? Lay RPM? Or am I just making that up? Anyway, Matt Shepard taking night 1. Stuart Friesen taking night 2 of the Lumberjack swing. We talked a little bit about Airborne. Chris Rabb picking up the win there over Tim Fuller. Mike Mahaney was 5th. Then you had your regular event over at Utica Rome with Matt Shepard over Alex Jankowski. Ransomville, Matt Williamson picking up the win there, back on the winning streak up at Ransomville there. Let's see, Outlaw Speedway running the 10th annual Summer Nationals. Okay. Outlaw Speedway, Alex Payne picking up the win at Outlaw. Friday night. Mohawk, Joshua Jock would pick up the win at Mohawk International on Friday. Billy Dunn with the win at Can-Am on Friday. Larry White over Tim Sears up at Brewerton on Friday night. Ronnie Johnson was the winner at Albany Saratoga. Mr. Mahaney finishing 7th up at Albany. Danny Tyler was the winner at Accord on Friday. Now we're getting to our Saturday night results. Woodhall, AJ Pontrabowski would pick up the win at Woodhall. Stuart Friesen won the Hall of Fame 100, a Super Dark Car Series event at Weedsport. Billy Pauch Jr. over Paul Mancini and Danny Buck at New Egypt Speedway on Saturday. Todd Gordon finishing 1st at Merrittville on Saturday night. Chris Curtis with the win at Lebanon Valley on Saturday night. Andy Bicchetti picking up the other win at Lebanon Valley. Jeff Strunk would pick up the win at Grandview Speedway over John Kellner. Fulton Speedway, Alan Fink with the win over Amy Holland and Billy Dunn. 358 special at Fonda was won by Rocky Warner on Saturday. Brian Papiez with the win over Colby Fry and Ryan Krachin at Bridgeport Saturday night. So that was Bridgeport. Afton was won by Alan Barker on Saturday night. Afton Motorsports Park. Winner was Alan Barker. Eric Rudolph with the win at Weedsport in the Empire State Challenge at Weedsport. So Mike Mahaney finishing 3rd in that event. And then Mario Clare finishing 1st over Corey Wheeler at Cornwall. Those were yesterday. So there's your modified results for the Northeast up here. Corey, I'm getting to that. We're going to get to that. Dennis, there you go. The guy in front. There you go. Hello, Steven. How you doing? Wally, congrats to Dwayne Howard on his Hall of Fame. Okay, yeah. Oh, did James Blewett won at Wall Stadium? Congrats to him. Nice. Kid's a good racer. He's good in just about everything he's in too. Just like his dad, just like most of them. His dad, his uncle, everybody. Blue, it's all good racers. Hey, Mr. Clay Butler. Present. Don't think I didn't see you, Lead Sled. I see you up there with your race car. Let's see, does it come up on the screen? No, just racing car dashing away. Rosenquist with a weird Grateful Dead livery and Black Sabbath livery 2 weeks ago. Something different. Weird to see music on a car. Yeah, okay. I didn't see that. I'll have to look into that. There's some things that just don't transfer over. Unfortunately, some things just don't transfer over onto race cars like that. I don't know what it looked like, but like I said, I know one year at New Egypt, Brian Romer tried to have like a Star Wars theme on his race car, and like you could see, as a Star Wars fan, like I could see the stuff, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like he tried something different, but it was like kind of wonky. It was kind of weird, but hey, you got to try something different. Well, he saw the library because he crashed out. It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Don, another youngster. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, James is good. Kid can run. He ran pretty good. He runs pretty good every time he gets in a crate car. I ran against him a little bit last year, and he held his own. He did pretty good. He didn't cause any trouble, which, that just by itself, listen, even if you're not super fast and you don't, drive right to the front, but if you hold a good line and race well against, veterans and stuff, that shows, a guy like, oh, hey, I can race with him. That's good. That's, as far as I'm concerned, it's all well and good if you can run balls at the wall and take off to the front, but if you wreck half the field doing it or you run into everybody doing it, that doesn't, I don't respect that. But if you can run toe to toe with us, and that's where you get your respect. So, Steve checking in here from Illinois. How you doing? Nice. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Okay. Yeah, he runs pretty well, Bridgeport, too. But I haven't seen that. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'll have to take a look and see if I can see stuff from that. All right, so let's get into some of the videos I got here. So the first one is exactly what Corey Brown over here on YouTube was talking about. I'll bring his comment back up. So I don't have the comments over here. Stuff at Granby was crazy between the 25 and Williamson. Let's get into it. So I don't have the video of what starts this between Williamson and I think it's Parent. Is how his last name is spelled Parent, but it's Parent. But you see Williamson dumps him under caution. He comes back, tries to rough him up a little bit. They have a little bit of an altercation later on in the pits. I don't know if I don't know what happened, if they got parked, because this was still while the race was going on. I don't know if they got parked. I don't know what happened, if the two of them got into it, and that's why they were both in the pits, if they got into it further. But going down the backstretch, I should just pull it up. Going down the backstretch, Parent comes down on Williamson. Now, it's tough to see from the angle in the video, but as they're coming, Parent comes down, and it makes good contact. I mean, it gives Williamson a flat. So I don't know if he just, because they were 3 wide, I think Parent thought he was clear, so he was going to drive to the bottom, and then Williamson was there. I don't know if he was coming down, saw Williamson at the last second, couldn't do anything about it, and they just made contact. Like, that's how it kind of looked to me, was they were 3 wide. Williamson wasn't there when they went 3 wide. They came off the corner, came down the backstretch, and he was running them kind of in the middle. Williamson had a run coming, was getting underneath him. Perrant just came right down. He was committed to going to the bottom. And they made contact. And then they go into the corner. The yellow comes out for something else. And then you see what happens on the front stretch there. Williamson goes after him, just dumps him, takes him, just clears him out. Almost makes a huge, big mess. I mean, this could have been way worse. I mean, he could have just stuffed it in the outside wall if he didn't lock it down. I mean, I understand Williamson's frustration because, you know, they were both running top 5 or going for a top 5 early, and this is early in the race. I understand both of them having issues here because, you know, Williamson was like, hey, you drove down into me. And he might just be like, I didn't mean to do that. I was going to the bottom and you were there last second. I didn't see you. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of move. There's a few drivers that I probably would have done it to over the years if something like that had happened. So I can't say for sure. But I mean, just a guy I'm racing against, you know, I would have been pissed off, but I don't know if I would have been going after him like that and dump him right afterwards. I don't know. It's not like it does anything. I think Perrant got his spot back. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I think they both went to the rear. I really don't. I didn't see anything afterwards. It looks like they got into it, but it probably didn't result in anything. I don't take Williamson as much of a fighter. That's not a dig. Just doesn't seem like a guy that fights like that. And as Fine Art pointed out here in the comment section, Perrant looks like a big guy. Matt might have been in trouble. But I don't know. The thing on the backstretch, it just looked like guys going for the same spot, racing, kind of more of a racing deal. Not like he was doing anything malicious. But Williamson kind of going after him like that, I'm not a huge fan of that. Especially a right rear hook. Like I said, luckily they were slow. And Perrant locked it down pretty quick. But otherwise they were still both going decently fast. If Perrant didn't lock it up immediately, he would have went right into the wall head on, and that car would have been destroyed. So that's where my problem goes into it, where guys right rearing people. We just saw it at the NASCAR level in the Xfinity series with the guy for RCR. I can't remember his name now. But there was an incident there in Indianapolis where a guy just right rears a guy, sends him head on into the wall. It's not cool. Like I said, they were slowing down. He'd be like, oh, we were slowing down. It's not a big deal. But you were still going at a decent speed. And like I said, if he didn't lock it down immediately, he would have been head on to the wall and destroyed that race car. That's where my problem comes in. But yeah. So there you go. Share your opinion on it. Just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Thank you, Don Hill, Austin Hill. He right reared Eric Almirola, and Almirola didn't do anything to him. I mean, he got into his bumper a little bit, moving up just in the little short chute there. He moved him up a little bit, got him out, and got under him. He didn't shove him up into the wall. He just loosened him up, got underneath him, and then he just hooked to the left and just right reared him straight into the wall. 160, 170 mile an hour at that part of the racetrack, even in those cars. Almirola said it was the hardest hit he ever took, other than the one that broke his back. Like, it's messed up. It's not cool. There's a reason why guys get penalized for that. Corey's asking me, do you think there will be any penalties with Williamson or Perrant? it doesn't look like Perront did anything that would warrant getting a penalty. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything, and I haven't heard anything about what happened after they went green afterwards. I don't know if they got into it again. If this is all it was with Williamson, and then Perront just kind of screws him a little bit, trying to it looked like he was trying to flatten his tire. They said if this was all it was, I don't think the 25 should get anything. They're not going to do anything. Nothing's gonna. Why do I bother? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing will come of it. Nobody's gonna get a penalty unless it's super egregious. It's and really screws nothing's gonna happen. I hate to say it, nothing's gonna happen to Matt Williamson with that. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna want to take that stand. Nobody's gonna want to take that step. It's not gonna happen. It wasn't bad enough, I guess. Yeah. So Dave says Williamson was sent to the rear. That was so there was an in-race penalty, and that's it. Nothing's gonna happen from that. Deo's not gonna make a call like, "Hey, we're sitting you out for an event." That's not gonna happen. And I'm not saying that as a dig towards the series or the driver. I'm just saying it's just not going to happen. If he had hooked him and Perront destroyed his race car from it, maybe you can have a discussion. Maybe there's an argument there for some further penalty, but no. No, he went to the rear. Looks like they both ended up not finishing the race, so nothing. And you can you make your own assessment from that. I don't know what. Why was this? Oh, all right. And now. My wife is yelling at me for saying it's not going to happen too many times. It's not going to happen. Next video from Farmington Empire Speedway out in Missouri. They told the drivers to settle it on the front straightaway for an extra $50. And the B-Mod drivers did just that. The old saying, if you're going to fight, do it on the front stretch. These boys went at it. They're fired up. He's even blowing kisses to the crowd. That's a little much, I think. I don't know if they loved it. I don't know if they loved you that much, but hey, buddy, good for you. This guy's still on the ground. I guess the winner is in white. Oh, this guy's fired up too. I mean, maybe they're just fired up because they want both. Did they both get $50, or does it go to the winner? But anyway, yeah. See, these guys met on the front stretch. Whew. Pow! Little right hook in there, and then they went to the ground. And then they went hockey rules, and once they were on the ground, they picked them up, which I liked. Now listen. And Dave, I see your comment. And I'm going to read the rest of this. So we have the racetrack saying, telling the drivers, if you have a problem, take it to the front straightaway for an extra $50. You settle it. Here's where you settle the problem, right here. This stuff happens. These boys did it. They went at it. Some people liked it, some people don't. Now listen, everyone's all talk until it actually happens. Now it actually happened. These boys said, you know what? I got a problem. This is where I'm going to do it. Track says that I should do it on the front stretch for the entertainment. The track yesterday, after this clip has gone semi-viral or viral in some way, track did issue a statement that we sincerely apologize to everyone who attended the track event last night. Our intention was never to condone violence, and we deeply regret that the experience may have given the impression otherwise. In recent past, we have seen incidents of fights and heated arguments at events, which at times have resulted in injuries, something we especially want to avoid for innocent bystanders. In many situations, two individuals both want to confront each other. In an effort to manage such situations more effectively, we requested that any disputes remain on the racetrack. This approach has been used in some televised racing venues in the past, where it helped mitigate escalation in high-tension situations. We were under the impression that this approach was the best way to handle said situation. Nonetheless, we recognize that asking participants to confine disagreements to the track was not the ideal solution. We are revisiting our rules and procedures to establish a safer and more effective way to handle confrontations between competitors. From the Farmington Empire Speedway Facebook. So there you have it. They originally said, you want to settle it? Do it on the front stretch. Then it happens. Now, here we are with them retracting, saying that was not the way to go because of the heat they got from people saying stuff like Jim, calling them animals. People saying, not a fan of the track encouraging the fighting. I really don't know where to stand on this one, if you're asking me. I am a fan of the drivers settling it between the two of them. Let me put it that way. And I said this last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever the hell it was, 2 weeks ago. Said it then. Drivers settle it between the two of them. If it comes to throwing hands, it's usually a bit much. Really shouldn't have to do that. This was a little much. As I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, they got into it. It didn't need to go this far. It didn't need to go to this. But when the racetrack encourages it by telling you to settle it this way, and these guys called them on it, and they did it. I guess they showed us that it's probably not the way to do it. But it is, the right way is for the drivers to settle it. Probably not by throwing hands, but you go up and I use New Egypt as an example because that's where I race. Go up to the pit shack. I want to talk to this guy. Clay Butler gets on the horn. This guy, come to the pit shack. And you either discuss it, you argue, whatever. But that's where it gets left. And hopefully by the next week, you shake hands and say, hey, we're good. Or maybe even by the end of that night, you say you're good. I'm sure these guys, they're good after this. It's tough because, you know, the rowdy guys in us want to be like, yeah, good job. Like, we're like this guy up in the top row here. He's like, yeah, get her done. That's what he's fired up. These guys are fired up after the fight. But when you really think about it, it's not the way it should be done. Talk it out in the pits in a controlled setting. Fine Art brings up the point. Keep the crews out of it. Let the drivers go at it. That's probably the one thing that I've hated the most out of any scuffle I've ended up in or been a part of. Everybody else gets involved. It's always that one guy that jumps in that shouldn't, and then that's when everybody else jumps in because they want to defend one way or another, and I'm guilty of it both ways. So You know, and as a driver that's been on the receiving and giving end of that, let us figure it out. I don't want to hear from the stupid car owner or dad or a crew guy. I don't want to hear from your face. I want to hear from this guy. And then you settle it that way. But this, not really the right approach. But you know, Track's tried to make a fun, funny deal. Hey boys, don't do it in the pits, you know, do it on the racetrack. Didn't work out. But you let me know what you think about it. No, and your opinion is right, Dave. Don't listen, it does get a little bit different. And yeah, Corey, $50, let me put that up there. $50 is, you're right. $50 isn't, especially for how viral it went. Now you kind of look like an a-hole. For $50? Maybe not enough. No, you're all good, Dave. You have the right opinion. Shorts and Raymond going with the Jim Mahaney approach would have been more enjoyable if they would have had shorts on, jello pool of pudding. Pudding? That's what Jim said the other week. Nice mod race at Shangri-La the weekend. I agree with. Oh, thanks for agreeing with me. But yeah, cool. Thought they had some good racing too. Bring it to the series trailer like they did with Larson and Gravel. Yeah, that too. I mean, if it's for a series thing, then yeah, you bring it to the hauler and yell it out, figure it out in there. You could do it there too. Yeah, Don, that's where this is, why this is kind of gone this direction now is, you know, and here I am 35 thinking about, you know, my kids seeing that. Listen, fighting's part of, as far as I'm concerned, part of life. But I don't want my kids seeing that either. And I'm sure there's a lot of other parents that don't want to see that directly on the racetrack in front of them either when they're coming there for a completely different reason. So that's where it crosses the line, for sure. Absolutely. He sure did. Yeah, Gravel's just kind of, he's not really backing away from this at all. That going back to last week when we were talking with everything with Larson and Gravel's just kind of doubling down. He's just really getting into it. I don't know. He needs to just kind of stop at this point. Does anybody really? I don't know. It doesn't affect my life. I don't really understand why he's really this upset. Probably because of all the heat that he's getting. He's still continuously going to be upset about it. He needs to just stop. It'll be entertaining next time the two of them are racing against each other, I guess. Watch the next High Limit or World of Outlaws series race that they are in together, and maybe there'll be some more sparks flying, or who knows. But yeah, I like David, and I like Larson. But I think Gravel needs to just kind of back off it at this point. Even any shred of him being maybe right about the situation, it's just kind of moot at this point because he's kind of just crying about it. I think he needs to just calm down and go back to racing, bud. Realize that you picked a fight over getting raced too hard. Is that really what you want to? Is that the hill you want to? Is that the hill you want to die on right now? Is that you got raced too hard, so you're mad? you know, you have your point of you know, this causes bad things to happen, but like what you're directly mad at was you got raced too hard, and so now you're mad at the guy. I don't get it. I can't follow it anymore. I really can't. Yeah, right. Now he's getting booed, and now he's going to get some booze for it. Because you picked the guy that runs NASCAR. You're mad at a guy that runs NASCAR and has a huge legion of fans. Not only because of how popular he is in the NASCAR series, but how popular he is locally. Buddy, you're not going to win that one. Wally, oh, hey, hang on. Don saying East Windsor days, go to his pit and wait for him. Yeah, I'm old school like that. I appreciate that. Wally saying Snydersville canceled due to heat advisory on Friday night and it was 91 degrees. It's mostly kids running, so I understand that. John saying that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in a racetrack. Been going since 1965. That's saying a lot, man. That's saying a lot. Corey, I can't give you an opinion. I didn't see it. I missed it. I'll put your comment up here, but no, I didn't. If anybody else did, by all means, chime in. I didn't see it. We got a couple minutes. I'll pull it up. Is it, I'll pull it up. From Wednesday? With the World of Outlaws. Let me see. What am I looking for? Dietrich on restarts? What happened? What did I miss here? Hang on. Let me pull you back up. Was it something from the main event? You'll have to enlighten me because I got nothing here. Give me the scoop. Go ahead and give me the scoop. Let's pull it back up. I'll have to, let's see here. Dietrich flipped and he went off. It was during the feature. Raymond's comment. Oh, yeah, Raymond's got here. He complained that the cars, the rear, were passing him for the start zone, so he went after Schuhart. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I see. Yeah. All right. I saw the. All right. Yeah, I saw Shoehard spun out, but listen, Danny's been racing a long time, and he's an opinionated guy. And usually I kind of side with most of the stuff he says. So if there was some shenanigans going on in the rear of the field that he didn't like, he settled it. Okay. I'll have to look into it. I didn't see it. Steven, what did you say here, Mike? He has a small block and big block modified. He uses them in Albany, Saratoga. Are they the same modified or different? Just curious. Mike Mahaney's a small block and big block modified. He uses it. Yeah, they're obviously different cars. One's a big block. One's got a big block motor in it. One has a small block in it. Probably a spec motor, I would imagine. Or maybe just, I think it's a spec 358. I'm not sure what kind of 350, what small block you have to run. I think it's a spec motor. Obviously two different cars that he runs on those types of deals. They're both Bicknells. That's all I know. Christian, hey buddy, thanks for hopping on and saying hi. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. All right, guys, don't forget to listen. If you're watching right now or if you're watching later, drop a comment on any of the front stretch fight in action that we watched, or the stuff with Williamson and Perrant over at the Short Track Super Series race earlier in the week. Guys, I'm gonna let you go here in a second. What do we have? New merch. I'm wearing some of it. Billy Pauch Jr. Some pretty awesome coloring here. So if you're looking for the merch for the Dirt Track Untold drivers, Billy's stuff is on the Bob Hilbert website. Mike's merch, I was wearing that Saturday night at New Egypt Speedway. Mike's 35 team shirts, that's on Mike Mahaney Racing for his MikeMahaneyRacing.com. For his stuff, the DTU merch is on Dirt Track Untold. If you want to get more exclusive access to the Dirt Track Untold team and what they do, join Club DTU on Patreon. The link is in the description in the YouTube video. Patreon/Dirt Track Untold. Behind the scenes access stuff. I believe you'd be in a Discord right now. You can get updates live from the racetrack that are going on. Early access to merch, videos that drop. We have a new vlog coming out. Not vlog. Come on, Jordan. A new podcast with Mandee tomorrow. That'll be dropping at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like it does every week. That's it. That's all I got. Thanks for spending an hour and 5 minutes with me, guys. Thank you for spending another Monday night with me, everybody. I appreciate you all. Hopefully, hopefully I'll see you guys at the racetrack soon. Usually at New Egypt Speedway, but hopefully to get up north. So I know some of you guys are from the north area. So hopefully you get to do some racing. Hopefully there's some racing going on wherever you're at. Get to the racetrack. If you can't get to the racetrack, watch it on the live streams. The most tracks have available. Yeah. Again, thank you for another Monday night. Guys, sorry, I know you got some comments here. I'll read them afterwards. But I got to get going here. I appreciate you all. Thank you for your time. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Even if you didn't, I appreciate it if you dropped a like. Again, thank you for another lovely night. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. And I'll catch you guys next week. See you later.